mouth is just slightly open, watching everything. 4 factories, 2 factories with machine shops already up, 2 factories coming up as well, and Arbiter Tribunal is going down, so this will be for Arbiters, and Reach might want to get up their gas, because 2 gas Arbiters is pretty tough. 2 gas on for Arbiters plus the Dragoons, you become very, very dependent upon your Arbiters, and you need to have exceptional play with them. Although there are no scanners up quite yet for Nada, so that's an advantage that he has. The Academy is going up now, but if he can knock out one of the scanners, that'll be a huge advantage, and he might actually be able to make this work just by using the cloaking on his units. I'm not sure what. I think that might have been a scouting SCV that Reach just killed there. I'm not positive, and he is throwing down that Nexus at the top right base, and it looks like I suspect that that's just a pylon block up at the top just to stop any marauding vultures. He's also mining out the top right by the Zelnaga temple, so that we can probably do a probe transfer easier and also reinforce that area as easily as he can, as fast as he can. So first Arbiter is being produced, and Reach actually has a lot of information on what Nada's doing because he has that observer. He's seeing that there's just a massive number of tanks. Now he sees the vultures coming out. He'll know. I'm sure he saw every time that the machine shop was spinning. I'm sure he noticed it, so he knows exactly how many upgrades he has. And the armory is not spinning actually for Nada. Comsat stations are going up, but their armory is not spinning. So if he might have gotten one upgrade already and maybe stopped there, but normally, especially with the second armory coming up, you usually see both of them spinning as much as possible. You usually go for that +2/+2 and push out at that point. At least that has been a build I have seen in the past. And that Nexus in the top right, the third base, is up and running at this point. And a big probe transfer going on. I think it's something like 10 probes. That's a big transfer. And those probes are going crazy. They are, what the heck are they doing? They are like dancing and just being stupid in general. And yeah, there they go. Now they're organized correctly. And now Reach is moving out with the Dragoons towards Nada's base. He's gonna try and put up some pressure, or maybe just get some map control. At least that's what it's going so far. Yeah, it looks like he's just gonna take these two ridges and try and get some map control going on here. Get a little bit of a contain. And he's also got a DT out in the front there. And but with scan and with the turrets everywhere, you know, that DT probably won't be able to do too much. If he times it right, he might be able to get a tank kill or something, which could be pretty nice for that DT if he can time it right. The first Arbiter just popped, and the Observer does see this force for Nada moving out, as does the DT, and I assume that Nada sees that DT. I mean, he should be able to see that blur wandering around, unless he assumes that it's an Observer or something, but yeah, that is a DT, and we will see what he decides to do here. He's sieging up part of his forces, he's slowly moving around, he's moving towards the top there, he's going to see these Dragoons, and he's going to force them back. And this is going to be an interesting point for Reach. He's really going to need some good Arbiter play. He's going to need to take huge advantage of that cloaking, the effect of the cloaking. And I don't think he has stasis yet, but he does have some speed lots here. He's got some Dragoons, and he's got this Arbiter, and he's going to be very highly dependent upon this. The top left, actually, Reach also throwing down a couple pylons there to make another block there. So he's going to go for another base in the top left, which is going to be a very dangerous position for them if it ever gets scouted out. And he's going to have to be careful with that. If that doesn't get scouted out, though, that is going to be a ridiculously huge advantage for him. And it looks like, in the bottom left, it looks like Nada might be going for another base here. And Nada has moved into the middle of the map, and he did. Oh wow, there was a DT there, and he just scanned it and took that down. It did take down a tank as well, so that's that's a pretty even trade there. And turrets going down in the middle there at the double expansion too. And Reach coming in here for an attack with a bunch of speed lots, and the Arbiter and the units of the Zealots actually do get in among the tanks, and the tanks are all going down, and now the Dragoons are coming in to clean things up. The Vultures are not going to be enough. I don't know I didn't see any observers, though. That could be a problem for in that area for Reach. Yeah, there are no observers in that area, and a bunch of Zealots went down there, as well as a couple Dragoons, I think. I think they took a decent bit of damage. And now Nada's in an interesting position where his army is separated from his base, but at the same time the army for Reach is not that big that it has to be careful too, that he can't just move in, because then he'll get surrounded and destroyed pretty quickly. So this is an interesting position for both players. We'll see how they decide to counter this, and yeah, it does look like Reach is going to move in and try and take some pot shots, maybe take down the scanner, and which could be very, very helpful. But yeah, there are more tanks there, and he's got to be careful. That scanner, he should probably focus on the scanner, take it down. Nada being ridiculous. Throwing down a command center in the middle there at that double expand. If he can hold, how would he possibly hold that? That would be ridiculous. Vultures have scattered out the top left, so he knows that there's pylons there. I don't know if their Nexus has actually been started, or if that's just a probe sitting up there. Yeah, it looks like it's just a probe sitting up there, so it's just a decoy, really. And yeah, Reach has to know that this base is going down in the middle, and he's got to make sure that he can take that down. But the thing about the middle is that he can do a huge flank. He can come at it from like 3 or 4 different areas at once if he's got the control for it. He can hit it from a lot of different areas, and that's going to be very, very difficult for Nada to hold. It actually looks like he's got some minefields there. He's got a lot of tanks. He's got turrets and things, so he's got a decent bit of stuff there. 2 Arbiters now out for Reach, which is a lot. No Science Vessels yet, of course. But Stasis going down on 2 of those tanks, which is going to be helpful. That'll take down the early tanks will go down so fast, and there's no backup tanks after those 2. So these units for Nada are going to be in huge risk. They've got to run back to more until they can get some more tank support. There are more tanks back there, but now they're going to be at risk from this small force by Reach that's coming in from a different direction. And all the forces of Reach are getting in among the tanks and in among everything. The Zealots are there right next to the tanks. They're going to take those down, and another Stasis going down, taking another 2 tanks. So this entire middle is going to get cleared up. Reinforcements coming in for Nada from the back, but I don't think they're going to be early enough. No, this command center is going to go down. Everything's going to go down for sure. He might be able to. The mines might be able to do some damage, but no, not nearly enough. All the tanks go down. The command center goes down, but he's going to come in here with the reinforcements to see what damage he can do. But Reach is just going to wisely run away since he doesn't really have many Zealots left. He's going to save his Dragoons for another day. And now he is throwing up the Nexus at the top left, throwing down a Forge in the top left. He's going to try and cannon up there. Maybe he'll probably also use it for upgrades, considering he has no upgrades on his units yet. And the Vultures and tanks do have +1/+0 upgrades now, weapons and armor. So right now the advantage definitely goes to Nada in terms of the upgrades. And he's throwing down a command center again in the middle. I don't know about this. He's really dedicated to trying to take that middle, but that is a really hard spot to defend. And when you put a lot of units there, it definitely puts a lot of pressure on your front defenses as well. And that's what Reach is doing right now. He's moving into the natural here. He's going to take down the minefield and everything, going to push it in here. And he might be able to do a lot of damage since Nada has focused so much in the middle of the map. Reach actually doing a very dangerous probe transfer. He's lucky that Nada doesn't have any marauding vultures or anything, because those probes were that's a really long run for the probes. But Reach actually not moving into the natural. He could have gone in there and probably done some damage if he wanted to, but he decides to back off and just play it a little safer. And that fourth base is up and running. Some cannons, okay, just 1 cannon is going up, and the probes have been transferred successfully. More forces coming into the middle now for Reach, but they're being tanked from the middle, and this is probably what Nada wanted to do. From there, if you can get tanks in everywhere around that base, you can definitely hit the Protoss army whenever it even comes close. But it does put you in a huge risk because you have to defend so many areas, but you can also attack to so many areas. So it's one of those high risk, high reward positions. But if Nada can pull it off, that could be really, really advantageous for him. But personally, I feel that it's far too risky. But we'll see if Nada can make it work. And you know, Nada's a great player, so if anyone can make it work, I think he surely would be one of them. No Templar tech out yet for Reach. Actually, I'm surprised that there hasn't been any Storm. And armor upgrade is up for the mechanized units as well for Nada. But I'm surprised there hasn't been any Storm, because combined with Stasis plus Storm, hit the Stasis some of the back units, Storm the front units, Storm the front tanks, and that can be really, really effective army force here if he has the gas for it, of course. The problem is that would take so much gas, and I think he's running on 3-4 gas now. So he should have enough gas to do it as he wishes and do whatever he wants. But he needs some Zealots before he comes in here. He did Stasis the 2 tanks that were in the best spot there, and he's going to take down the supply depot block. But I think there might be enough tanks in the back there. Oh no, he's coming in from the second direction too. So now these tanks are going to be in such a... And he's going for a recall. Recalled with another... Oh my god, that was crazy. Reach did a crazy move there with a recall into the middle of the base there. But some mines were there and took down most of the recalled forces pretty badly. But definitely a good idea by Reach. He's still got Dragoons coming here from the top right of the base. And I think he's got some more units coming from the bottom. So he's going for lots of small forces coming in from 3 or 4 different directions. And this is so successful. This has been very, very successful so far. He's taking down all the supporting units for the tanks. And there's just this batch of like 8 or so tanks left. But not enough Zealots left. There's still some Dragoons, but just not enough Zealots to take the hits for the